Nigezza here from nigezza.co.uk, and I've got a little gift box for you today with this lovely bow. Now these are the sort of bows that we used to make with the envelope punch board, but we haven't got an envelope punch board anymore, so I have worked out how to do it when you don't need one. This was my prototype that I made out of last year's DSP, and I think you'll agree it's a cute bow. Very cute bow. So this is how I made it. Please remember to like and subscribe so that you get all my videos. If you press that little bell, then that will let you know when I load, which is usually 3 times a week. And you will at the end of the video get links popping up to like and subscribe to take you to the actual blog post, and also to go and explore some more. Okay, stay tuned. So this is what we need. So for the base of the box, we need a piece of, this is cherry cobbler, and this measures a 1/16 shorter and thinner than 6x6, and this is extra thick whisper white in 6x6, so it's just a smidge smaller so that the lid can fit over the base. Okay, and then we're going to have 5 panels on this cubed box, so I've cut them out of cherry cobbler, so we've got 5 panels there that are 1 7/8 by 1 7/8, and then I'm using the wrapped in plaid, and I've cut them at 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, and then for the bow on the top I've got a strip of cardstock there that's 1 inch by 6 inches. Okay, and then I've cut a little bit to wrap round the centre, and that's basically 1/4 inch by, I think it's 1.5 inches, but I might trim it down. And I've also cut a bit in DSP because I haven't quite decided which way I'm going with it. So the lid and base are made in exactly the same way, and we're just going to score at 2 inches on all 4 sides. There we go. Very simply done. Very similar to the way I made the inner of my diagonally hinged box. Exactly the same way. And then we're just going to fold and burnish all the score lines. I'll say the lid and the base are going to be made in exactly the same way, but I think I'm going to stick the panels onto the lid before I make the box up. I think that might be slightly easier. So I think this makes a really cute and good size gift box. So then we're just going to cut up all the straight bits. Not sure which side's easier to cut up. Cut up all these straight bits. I like to go just on the inside of where the score line bump is. And then I'm going to cut this down about half, just so we've got less bulk in the box. And then we'll just notch these bits. You don't have to do this, but if you aren't going to do this, then you need to rotate your box, because otherwise you will have too much bulk on one side of the box. Didn't cut that very straight there, did I? Might just straighten that up a bit. It's a bit better. And then the last one. Okay. Those are quite good sized bits. I might save them for something, but I'll bin these. And then we just need, where's my fast fuse gone? There it is. I'm just going to put, for quickness, fast fuse on these flaps. And then just fold them up. Right, so you can of course do the base in the same colour as you choose to do the lid. I just thought it would look a bit nicer having a bit of red on the bottom. Okay, so that's that, and this I'm going to prepare in exactly the same way, so I will speed that bit up. So that's that ready, and so I'm going to stick my panels down before I glue the whole thing, before I put the box up, and that way it's just easier because you can press down well. So these panels need to go on like so, and I'm going to use Tombow for this, so they've got some wigglage. So I'm going to do the first one, and then I'll speed them up. So I'm just going to put a bit of Tombow, go into the end of this one. So I'm got a smaller margin. We've got 1/8 of an inch difference instead of 1/4 of an inch difference. So we're getting like a 1/16 border. Oop. And not an 1/8 of an inch border, because on such a small space I think it's better to have the smaller margin. Just think it gives it a nicer look. And then glue that down. So that's why I'm doing it whilst it's flat, because I can make sure it's well adhered. So I'm going to continue, speed it up. So now that's all done, I can make this box up, and I'm going to use the fast fuse again. And then in exactly the same way, oops, you just meet those up. And now you've got a really robust box here, because you've got 2 layers of cardstock and the DSP and the glue. So that's the box lid, which slips lovely, but what we want to do is make a few some thumb holes to make it easier. So we've got that side where you've got the flaps that have gone in, so we're going to go on the other side, and we're just going to take my 1/2 inch circle punch, eyeball it, go about halfway and punch. and it's quite hard because it is 3 layers going through there. So there we go, and then that will slip down really nicely, and so that's why I chose red as the base, because you can sort of see it through, and I just think it looks really nice as you're pulling it up that you've got the cherry cobbler. And so now we're going to make a bow for the top. So this is how I made the bow now that we haven't got the envelope punch board. And we're going to use the triple banner punch. Okay, this came to me in a flash. First I was sort of like waking up this morning, and it was like, get it made before I forget what I did. So this is 1 inch by 6 inches, and we are going to score at 1 1/4 and 3, and I'm just going to flip it and score again at 1 1/4. Okay, and then I'm going to take a ruler and a pencil, and I'm going to mark on the score line at 3/8 of an inch from each side. So 1, 2, 3/8 of an inch, and I'm going to mark it on the score line there, and then come in 3/8 that side and mark it there. So you've got a 1/4 of an inch gap in the middle. So you basically go in 1/4 of an inch either, 1/8 of an inch either side of the 1 inch mark in the middle. The 1/2 inch mark rather. I will put all these measurements on my blog as usual, nigezza.co.uk. Just fold those in slightly. Right, so then you're going to feed it through here, through the side, and then so the score line goes up the centre where the peak is, and the pencil mark that you've made needs to go on the point, and then you just punch, and then you're going to do the same at each 3 score lines, and then the last one, and then you're going to flip it and repeat. So we want it through there, of course if you've still got an envelope punch board, then you can still do this. It would be exactly the same measurements on the envelope punch board, except you wouldn't need the score lines because you would just punch at these score lines and you'd get the right gap. Okay, and then just feed it down there because it's 1 inch wide, it should go in that middle one, but don't go all the way to the end. You want to have it like that. So just pull it back to the ends, a touch in, and there we have it. So that's the basic shape that you used to get with the envelope punch board. And then we're just going to, you're going to make sure that the pencil ends are the bit that's on the back. So those can fold that way a bit. Use your bone folder to curl this. It does work with DSP as well, because my practice one was DSP. And then we're just going to, I'm just going to put a bit of fast fuse there on the centre, and then they'll fold up like so in the centre, and you've got yourself your bow. And then we've got the little strip. So I did have a little DSP slip if you wanted. I'm just going to use this one actually. I'll just put it across the middle and then fold it. I'm going to trim that down a bit because it is a bit too long. And that's your bow, and you can put in your something round, buff that up a bit better. And then that can go on top of the box. You could do it diagonally. I think I'll do it diagonally. Yeah, going to do it diagonally. So you can use dimensionals, or you can just stick it directly on it. I think I'll stick it directly on it. I'm going to use some Tombow for it. Yeah, and I was thinking, what am I going to do? I knew I wanted to make this box, and it was like, I need a bow on the top. We haven't got the bowl builder punch anymore. We haven't got the envelope punch board. How am I gonna do a nice bow for the lid of this box? And I thought, surely I can make it in some way. And I obviously was thinking about today's video, and yeah, so there we have it. So the bow without the envelope punch board. So hope you like it. All the details will be over on my blog. There should be a thing flashing up there to take you directly to this blog post. Please like and subscribe, and go and explore some more. Links to my shops down below and over on my blog. So see you again soon. Thank you for joining me. Bye bye.